Hi, so today I'm going to be speaking about sleep concerns because regardless of why I'm meeting with someone, that seems to be a topic that comes up often. So why is sleep even important? It's actually hugely important because it impacts our daily functioning as well as our physical and mental health. So in starting this conversation about sleep concerns, I want to make sure that whoever's watching understands that there are numerous reasons why someone might have issues with sleep. I'm going to speak in general terms today, but some of the reasons why someone might have sleep issues could be related to medical concerns, to trauma, to having racing thoughts related to stress or other reasons, as well as self-medication. So somebody might be drinking heavily throughout the day or before bed, or self-medicating with pills, or smoking substances. So some of the sleep concerns that people might be facing are difficulty falling asleep, difficulty staying asleep, as well as waking up and not feeling rested. So those are just some of the things that you might relate to. So in regards to how we address these sleep issues, I call it sleep hygiene. We want to have a really good sleep hygiene routine, and that's really in how we approach sleeping and taking care of our sleep. So because sleep issues are very individual for people, I just want to make sure that if you do need additional support related to sleep concerns, it's going to be an individual approach. You want to actually reach out and make an appointment so that that can be addressed a lot more thoroughly. Okay, so let's jump into this. We want to start with, what are we doing before we go to bed? A lot of times that's going to precipitate our how well we sleep at night. So are we drinking caffeine before bed? That's obviously going to be one of the things that are not going to be helpful. So we don't want to be drinking caffeine. Also watching television or being on our electronics like phones, laptops, tablets. Kind of want to pay attention to how soon before bed are we using those. And then are we working out? Are we doing something that's waking up our body and stimulating our brain? If those things fall into a pattern of what you're doing before bed, keep that in mind. And then what does our sleep environment look like? Is it loud because of our surrounding, neighbors, other people in the home, pets, things like that? Is it loud? Is our bedding uncomfortable? Is our bed maybe a few years old? Is it not firm enough or meeting your needs as far as firmness goes? Are your pillows not matching your sleep style? So for example, I'm a side sleeper, and when I purchase pillows, I'm looking for pillows that are catering to side sleepers versus someone that sleeps on their back or their stomach. Also, what is the lighting like? Is it super, super bright, or is it dark enough for you? And is the temperature too warm, too cold? So keep those things again in mind. So if we're going to address the caffeine, we obviously don't want to be drinking caffeine a few hours before bed. It's going to keep you alert. It's going to be really, really hard to shut our brains off if we're introducing caffeine into our system before bed. So alternative that could be helpful, if that's a routine that you have, that you like to drink something before bed, could be decaffeinated tea. And there's sleep time teas. There's some really great teas out there because there's a huge variety of them. So if you're not a tea person but you want to maintain that routine, try a few different options. They do make boxes with variety, so you can find the one that works for you. You also want to not use electronics at least 2 hours before bed. So that's really hard for a lot of us. An hour max is a stretch where someone really has to check something. And I'm speaking to being on your phone or tablet, laptop, etc. for a significant amount of time. So if you're checking it really quick, that's okay. But if you're on your phone 30 minutes or longer, again, we're stimulating our brain. We're telling our brain to be alert, to think, to pay attention instead of to slow down, relax, and start getting ready for rest. Also, you want to check on the light in your room. Is it dark enough? Do you include curtains on top of your blinds? Do you need to have different types of lighting? Like for example, a lot of times devices in our bedrooms will have lights that are turned on at night because they just work that way for the power buttons, for example. So do you need to cover those up? Like put some kind of electrical tape on them, just cover them with a different object at night so that it's not stimulating you with the light. And then the temperature. So do we need to open or close a window, include a fan in the room if it's too warm, introduce a summer blanket, so something that is still comforting but not keeping you like overheated at night where now you're waking up because you're too hot. Sometimes for those of us who are lucky enough, I'm not, we might have ACs in our rooms, and that keeps, you know, the temperature in a really comfortable space. So kind of pay attention to that. What do you need to do? What do you need to change or introduce into your sleep environment? Other things that you might want to do are introduce relaxation techniques. So a lot of us have a hard time shutting our brains off at night. We might try white noise, especially if you need to drown out loud noises from others in the home or neighbors, like I mentioned, or having your window open because you're letting cool air in, but now you're hearing noises from outside. So white noise apps or even devices that you can purchase separately are out there, and you can use those. Or you can just practice relaxation techniques, which there are many of, such as when you're laying in your bed, closing your eyes and really paying attention to your breathing, and then slowly relaxing body parts that you're really, really focused on along with your breathing, one at a time. So like starting with your toes, and then with your ankles, and then moving on from there slowly, and again focus on slow breathing. And then I've been told, and this is proven as well, but I've been told by clients who try this that they actually will fall asleep before they even get to relaxing body parts up in their like torso or head area. So again, it's all about focusing on those things, and if you do have intruding thoughts, pushing those away and starting over if you have to. Something else that you can do is update your bedding. Do you need to replace those pillows? Is it time to update your mattresses? And I know that can at times be expensive, but if it is helpful in allowing you to get a really good night's rest, it's going to be benefiting you for years to come versus, you know, maybe having to make some payments on something like that, because I know bedding's really expensive. Sometimes it just takes rotating our mattress. Maybe we haven't done that in a while, and now you have a different space of your bed that's not as soft, or it's a little more firm. You also want to try, again, like I said, with the lighting. I use blackout curtains. Those are great for me, but it'll make my room super, super dark. So I want to make sure that I have lights nearby so that when I know I have to wake up, because my alarm's telling me that I have to, that I can turn on that light and I start to wake up, and I'm not just in this dark cave, because then I can sleep all day and throughout the day. Lastly, you want to pay attention to the fact that the temperature might, like I said, not be okay. So all of those things combined will start creating a better sleeping space for you and assist with that sleep hygiene. So don't forget, different things work for different people. So don't be discouraged if you're trying some of these things or all of these things and you're still having trouble. You're going to find what works for you. And again, with additional support, so that there's a better conversation about what the issues are, especially if it's, you know, trauma, stress related, then those things in combination can start providing better sleep. Not sure if you're even getting a good amount of sleep, so I would say track it. You can track it either pen and paper, go old school, write down when you're going to sleep, write down when you wake up, kind of see if there's a pattern in how many hours you're getting of sleep. Or there's apps that you can use like Fitbit or on your phone that will track your actual restful sleep. And a lot of times you might be surprised. You might not be getting enough sleep when you thought that you were. Just because you're functioning during the day and not feeling exhausted doesn't mean you're actually getting the amount of sleep that you should be getting. So be patient with change. Don't expect that you try all of these things one day and then you're supposed to get 7+ hours of sleep immediately. Maybe you're getting 1 more extra hour of sleep than you did before, and that's perfect. You want to continue with that routine and make sleep hygiene a priority, because you will be healthier, you will feel better, and of course that will then impact how you function, how you feel, and how you make others feel around you. Because I'm sure you've seen a difference in yourself when you don't sleep really well and how we then interact with others. So I hope that was helpful, and again, if there's any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out and schedule your appointment. Strength and Wellness Counseling. Thank you. Have a great day, everyone.